All we can say in a positive side is that the Native Forum is taking the matter up of Kaya. They want a review of the sentence, but that is good, but we all must do something. All of us, let us have a Kaya day where we say we shut down, release Kaya, or we shut down not just the universities, but the main cities. That magistrate, you must listen to what he was saying, that Kaya was not a student at VETS. It makes no difference. That struggle was not about VETS or UCT or any other institution. It was about all students getting free education. Some of our brothers who are facing the same problems is Bongingosi Kanyile, we know, also abandoned. That brother has been suspended for months from DUT, and he's also still facing a trial. Also facing a trial is Atabido Nonguba, Minentle Mgadi, Zimasa Dalihlazo, Pagamani, Ntentema, Unamunakeli are all going on trial on the 27th of June. That is struggles around Cape Town. Then we also know that Mtebo Dlamini is also facing a trial. Just to give you a sense of this beautiful brother, Kaya, that's him. This man is in jail. This young man, this black brother, has been criminalized as a prisoner in law court as we speak. He's not a criminal, he was fighting for justice, was fighting for free education. Government cannot say now it has given us free education but allows these young people to be criminalized and to be jailed. What we're asking is that Ramaphosa must declare amnesty for all students facing criminal charges who are fighting for free education. Amnesty, general amnesty. Anyone who is suspended by the university, anyone who has criminal charges against their name going to court, anyone who is being expelled, all of them must get general amnesty. And we believe that is the demand all of us must push to Ramaphosa as we call for all of us to have a shutdown. Let us shut down and demand Ramaphosa to declare a general amnesty for all these fighters for fees to be made free so that we can get free education. Now let us turn out to another important matter which basically has been put under the table. Do you know that the biggest corruption in South Africa must be the corruption of what is called the independent power producer story? We're talking about 1.4 trillion rand. Trillion. 1.4 trillion rand is money that if you count it today, in your village, if you bring all the villagers to count that money together, you will count it and all of you will turn grey before you finish counting that money. That's how much money we're talking about. 1.4 trillion rand. This is the biggest story of South Africa. They said the Guptas have captured the state. They said Zuma is corrupt. But they're not talking about trillion rands, which basically has been given to white monopoly capital and its agents. We know that the people were making a big noise about the nuclear deal. White monopoly capital media, Pravin Gordhan, the racist DA, the Reds of London. I hope you know who the Reds of London are. It's the people who wear red overalls underneath hiding Gucci's and Louis Vuittons. Those are the Reds of London because they take the instructions from London. Well, they said they don't want the nuclear deal because it was about Russia, you see. And they said it was too expensive. They said we couldn't afford it. Oh well, there comes the IPPs. 1.4 trillion rand. And they have gone completely silent. No one talks about this massive looting of the state. We're going to stay on this matter. In the coming weeks, we're going to go into who got what amount of money. But let us also just tell you something about these IPPs. As soon as Ramaphosa took over, he signed contracts, he forced, or maybe did not force, just spoke to his friend Khadebe and 27 contracts were signed. We'll tell you in the coming weeks who actually is behind these contracts. But let's just show you something interesting about these IPPs. Now, if you like, okay, let me just put it there. That is the triangle of evil. At the top, you have Cyril Ramaphosa as the president of your country. Right there, you have just Jeff Radebe, who is the minister responsible for energy. And then here you have Brother Patrice Motsepe. A very strange thing. You know what you need to do is to bring down here an arrow. Ramaphosa, yena kanye no Jeff Radebe. Bashade abosisi bakamtsipe. uRamaphosa ushade usisi kaMtsipe, uRadebe ushade usisi kaMtsipe. Kule mali esikhuluma ngayo le IPP le mali eka 1.4 trillion rand. Umuntu onenyawo khona futhi noba ibeneficiary enkulu uMtsipe. Kusho ukuthi banikeza usibari wabo imali kahulumeni labantu. It's a shocking thing that you have a situation where brothers-in-laws, they sit together, obosibari baxoxa ukuthi okay imali ingadliwa kanjani. Kodwa ngesikhathi kuphethe umongameli uPresident Zuma bebethi labantu that is corruption. Umongameli futhi zanganikeza usibari wakhe imali. This kind of thing never happened under Zuma. It is shocking that no one, those people who are talking about corruption have got nothing to say about this. In the coming weeks, we're going to show you what this IPP is about and the truth behind these IPPs. But Okwamanje is a spari business. Abo spari badla imali, badla nabamhlophe, badla nabonwankulu. Kodwa bathi balwisa ubugebengu, kodwa igebengu wezinkulu bona qala. Now, part of that IPP story we're going to tell you is that actually the cost of electricity, will give you this, the cost of electricity goes up when you bring this so-called renewable energy. Even Forbes, Forbes magazine basically is the mouthpiece of imperialism, agrees that research shows that once you go renewable, these IPPs, in fact, the cost of electricity goes up. We know that Ivan Jim has already told us that 30,000 jobs are going to be lost in that sector as a result of this. So, you must wait for it. I'm going to bring some experts who are going to tell us about energy, renewable energy, and we're going to talk about the IPPs and how this is the biggest, real, massive looting that has happened under the watch of Ramaphosa. In fact, we are going to argue it is organized by Ramaphosa himself and his family. But you'll see the beneficiaries mostly are foreign companies. Let's talk about something. On the 8th of June, we're all going to Durban. We're going to support President Zuma. Supra Maumbapilu has already said the forces, the radical economic transformation forces, must go to Durban. We have not, I think, spoken in great detail about the Qala Kababa umongameli wethu uJacob Zuma. Ngomhla ka-8 sahamba sonke siya eThekwini soseka umongameli uJacob Zuma. Iqiniso ukuthi leli cala kaBaba Zuma abamlethele lona manje alihlangane nenze nendaba ukuthi ngesikhathi bephethe abantu abalazi lelo qiniso ngoba amaphepha ndaba akalikhuluma iqiniso. This case has got nothing to do with anything that President Zuma did when he was president of the country. This has to do with cases which were dismissed in 2009. Long before President Zuma was president, in fact, right? We know because they were bringing him to court many times trying to stop him from becoming president of the country. But the media, amaphepha akakhuluma iqiniso lokuthi manje lecala ubaba uZuma elalona enkantolo. Alihlangene namaguptas, alihlangane nalutho alenzile ngesikhathi umongameli wezwe. Amacala akhe ase asulwa qala phambili. Ngisho inkantolo ezomthetho zasula lamacala kodwa bayaletha manje ngoba yini bayathukile labantu bayasaba ukuthi uPresident Zuma uyasithukuthelisa thina uthi asuthatha umhlaba uthi nomnotho awubele ngakithi. So bafuna ukuthi basithuse ukuthi bamvalele ejele. Bayakwenza lokho. nakumanye amazwe ngizotshela manje mase siyehle ukuthi nase Brazil bayenze into enjengaleyo. Now, people forget what Julius Malema said. Today I want to talk a little bit about Julius Malema, my friend, okay? In 2019, Julius Malema said, on the same charges, he said, the ANC president will and can never get a fair trial, and therefore an urgent intervention is necessary. On the same charges. And then, as we know, for the same charges, he said, let us make it clear now, we are prepared to die for Zuma. When that statement was made, ngesikhathi uJulius Malema esithi yena angaze afefela umsholozi bengenxa yalona lo daba lelo. The same charges. Now, there's a question you must ask at the end. What has changed? Let us go further and remind you, masenkhumbuze abantu bakithi. Khona ngonyaka 2009, uJudge Chris Nicholson, a judge of the High Court, actually uyabheka lolu daba. Wayichitha wathi, amongst others, Zuma's rights have been undermined. And not only that, that in fact Thabo Mbeki had interfered. Thabo Mbeki was the president at the time. That is why uThabo Mbeki waxoshwa yi-ANC. Even ukuba uChris Nicholson lo judge ekhiphe isinqumo sokuthi uThabo Mbeki wayengenela indaba ekude kunaye enza ukuthi uPresident Zuma bazama ukuthi bamvalele. So today we're all forgotten about this. A judge had said there was interference in the prosecution of the matter, political interference. And that's why the matter was thrown out. Now here's interesting. Mbeki took the matter after, of course, he was already kicked out. He took the matter to the appellate division, and the appellate division said Nicholson was wrong in certain areas. But here's the crux of the matter. Zwelin Zimavavi, Bladin Zimande, and Julius Malema, at the time, even after the appellate division had made a decision, they said they were not persuaded by that. The matter of Zuma was political. Now we must ask the question, what has changed if it's the same charges? I must quote this very long quote from Julius Malema. I must, because it helps us understand what's going on with Zuma today, as it was happening at the time. He was asked, Julius Malema, who wants to discredit Jacob Zuma and why? He was asked that question. Who wants to discredit Zuma and why? And I want to quote him at length. This is what he said in the year 2009, answering that question. The apartheid regime is still involved. The imperialists are still involved. There are people who have always wanted to oppress the black man, and they are still doing the same now. They are using the progressive laws of the ANC to discredit the good leadership of the ANC, so that they can be projected, so that the leadership of the ANC can be projected as the leadership which is not responsible, very irresponsible, which can't govern. So it's counter-revolutionary forces which are determined to derail, even to reverse the gains of our revolution. Even internationally, there are forces which want to micromanage the government of the ANC. And they think with Zuma, they can't succeed. So they need a puppet, close quote. Nothing has changed. That truth remains the truth, even if our brother went to London and London took his brains and he's forgotten the truth. That truth remains the truth. Zuma has been attacked precisely for the same reasons he was attacked 2009. And today it's worse because he has expressed clear understanding of radical economic transformation. Now last week, I promised you that we're going to make big revelations on the Stratcom journalists. You remember last week how I explained that Vic McPherson, the man in that Winnie Mandela documentary, he's brushing his dog. He has told us that he had 40 journalists who worked for him to discredit Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela and others who were fighting for liberation. He did not reveal the names of those people. BLF has worked hard to try to find those names. Our sources have supplied us with the names. But let me warn you, our sources are afraid. Our sources are terrified. They say they are afraid they'll be killed. If anyone knows, it is them who's revealing these names. What we have decided to do is to reveal these names 5 at a time. It's up to these journalists to deny that they were agents of apartheid, because as long as there is no demand for the 40 journalists to be made public by the same media, it means that the media is implicated. In fact, the names which we have seen, and some of which we're going to reveal today, will show you we're not talking about small people in the media. These are real big names in the media. Why are they not calling for the names to be made public? Where are the NGOs that claim to fight for freedom of information, not demanding that these names to be made public? Why are they not taking McPherson to court to demand that these names to be made public? Where is the call for a judicial commission of inquiry on journalists that work for apartheid? It is because all of these journalists, as we speak today, still are in the newsroom, producing news to discredit anyone who they see as a threat to the interests of white monopoly capital.